You might have seen EVM formulas, but do you know how to use them in the PMP exam? Or how to correctly answer every EVM question? Let's figure it out. Hey, this is Praveen Malik from pmbypm.com, your ultimate resource for the PMP exam prep. I have made it my mission to help you pass the PMP exam in your first try. In this video, I'm going to solve some sample EVM questions, which will help you in understanding how to tackle them in the exam. Stay tuned till the end and I'll give you some tips to answer EVM questions. Before we go ahead, please subscribe to this channel and click on bell icon. This way, whenever I release a new informative video, you'll get an instant notification. This video is part of my playlist on EVM videos. I have made this video after receiving comments and questions from the viewers. This is the 8th video. You can find the links to the playlist and the other videos in the description below. I have made this video by compiling questions from popular public sources. These are free sources and you can go to them to practice EVM questions as well as other PMP mock questions. Let's start with sample question number 1. Let's read it. You are assigned as a project manager to a project which had one-time cost variance in the past caused by unexpected rework, which has meanwhile been finished. You expect future cost of the project as was originally planned. You perform earned value analysis and get the following results. EV 250,000, PV 200,000, AC 275,000, BAC is 500,000. What is right? The key to the answer is in the question itself. We just have to recognize the important keywords in the question. So the question is suggesting that there was a one-time cost variance in the past, which is unlikely to happen in future. The future cost of the project would be as originally planned. Let's answer this question. So our basic EAC formula is AC plus ETC. This is a generic formula which is applicable in all situations. Since the question is saying that the future cost will be as per the planned work, we know that ETC will be monetary value of the remaining work, which is ETC will be equal to BAC minus EV. To understand this, you can click on the link above to watch my previous video on EAC. Now, if we replace ETC in the generic equation, we get EAC is equal to AC plus BAC minus EV, and that solves the question. So our EAC will be 525,000. Let's look at another question. You are performing earned value technique on your project. After budget approval, an additional and unexpected cost item has been identified, which made the project more expensive some weeks ago. The item has meanwhile been paid by the project, and it is expected that for the remaining duration of the project, cost will be as budgeted. In this case, which is the best formula to calculate EAC, estimate at completion? Again, we have to recognize the keywords in the question. So just like question number 1, this question is suggesting that the future cost will be aligned to our planned cost. It says it is expected that for the remaining duration of the project, cost will be as budgeted. Let's look at the answer. Since the future cost will be as budgeted, EAC formula will be EAC is equal to AC plus BAC minus EV. But this formula is not written as one of the options in the question. So we have to do some more work. So let's go back to the basics. So CV is equal to EV minus AC. So we can transpose this formula and mathematically rewrite it as EV is equal to CV plus AC. You can click above to watch my previous video on cost variance to understand this formula. Now by replacing CV in the EAC formula, we get EAC is equal to AC plus BAC minus CV plus AC. Solving it mathematically, we get EAC is equal to BAC minus CV, which is one of the options. Let's look at question number 3. A schedule performance index SPI of less than 1.0 indicates that the project is running behind the monetary value of the work it planned to accomplish. Earned value of the physically accomplished work is less than 100%. Project has experienced a permanent loss of time. Project has experienced a temporary loss of time. Let's look at the answer. So the question is saying SPI is less than 1, which basically means that project is behind schedule. But none of the option talks about behind schedule. So we have to use the method of elimination. To understand SPI, you can click on the card above to watch my previous video. Let's look at the options again. So option A was project is running behind the monetary value of the work it planned to accomplish. This looks like a possible answer because it's talking about planned value. The option B was earned value of the physically accomplished work is less than 100%. This option is not telling us anything. Earned value could be less than 100%, but doesn't tell us if SPI is less than 1 or greater than 1. Option C was project has experienced a permanent loss of time. And option D was project has experienced a temporary loss of time. Again, an SPI less than 1 doesn't tell us if the project has experienced permanent loss or temporary loss. So the correct answer is project is behind the monetary value of the work it planned to accomplish. Let's look at question number 4. The project management team was measuring the progress of a project at the end of the 4th month. They found out that the cumulative planned expenditure was $100,000, while the actual expenditure totaled to $120,000. How is the project doing? So the keywords here are cumulative planned expenditure and actual expenditure. So we are talking about planned value and actual cost. Let's look at the answer. So PV and AC are given in the question, but EV is not given. So we have to use the method of elimination. Let's look at the options. So option A was, it seems to be ahead of its schedule. So we know PV, but we do not know EV. We cannot determine if the project is ahead or behind its schedule. Option B was, it is in trouble because of the cost overrun. Here we know AC, but we do not know EV. So we cannot determine if there is a cost overrun or not. Option C was, it is likely to finish within the original budget. Without knowing EV, we cannot determine what will happen in future. Option D was, the information is insufficient to make an assessment. This looks like to be the possible answer. So the correct answer is, the information is insufficient to make an assessment. So let's look at some of the tips to answer EVM questions. You should read the question carefully and find the important keywords. You should understand the basic EVM terms before tackling the EVM questions. Don't memorize the formulas but understand their application. You should use the method of elimination to find the correct answer. If you want to download this PPT, please click on the link in the description below. For more free questions, you can go to my blog. The clickable link is in the description below. Do you have any other questions on EVM? Please leave a comment below and I'll answer your question.